What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and today what I have for you guys is a very interesting video. A video I've been working on for the last couple of weeks. We're going to be talking about how Black Ops Cold War is not a hard reboot, just how I previously reported, and how Black Ops Declassified, yes, the only Call of Duty on the PlayStation Vita, may actually be a much more important Black Ops game than you may have originally thought. Now, before you guys scratch your heads and wonder how this even makes sense, please allow me to explain. Shout out to my good buddy Eric for also helping me out with putting together this video. The plot of Treyarch's upcoming Call of Duty may actually be directly connected to one of the most forgotten Call of Duties. But before we jump into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, because about 70% of you that watch my videos aren't subscribed. So make sure you guys are getting notifications every time I update you on Black Ops Cold War. Now, I'll be doing a deep analysis of the entire story from Black Ops Declassified, since many of you probably never played it. So if you want to skip to that right now, feel free to hit the timestamp down below. But first, as you guys may have seen over on Twitter, reputable insider Okami went ahead and confirmed that Black Ops Cold War is not a reboot. He later said that it's set in the same universe and timeline, but in the past, obviously, unlike Modern Warfare where they completely retconned the old story. Now, with that being said, a lot of that is similar to what I reported a few months ago, but Jason Schreier himself also said at some point that he didn't think Black Ops 2020 was a reboot either, which is good news to me, since I don't think Black Ops needs a reboot just yet. Black Ops Cold War is essentially Black Ops 5, just without the 5, to my understanding. Now, if they wanted to hard reboot Black Ops, I'm sure they would have just called it Black Ops, similar to how Modern Warfare 2019, which is a hard reboot, is just called Modern Warfare. Now, this raises the question though, if Black Ops Cold War takes place in the same timeline as the original Black Ops, will it continue from that last cutscene we got from Specialist Stories in Black Ops 4, or will it fully ignore everything from Black Ops 2 onward? Now, I've played a lot of Black Ops Declassified. I've streamed it a few times here on the channel, even when platinum in the damn game. And what I will tell you is that a lot of the missions in that game are almost identical to the missions that we know will be in Black Ops Cold War. There was a data mine recently of the Red Door, the alpha of Black Ops 2020, and the missions that were listed are nearly identical, from the locations to the fact that one of the last missions in Black Ops Cold War takes place in Nicaragua, while the very last mission of Declassified also took place there when a fairly big event happened. Black Ops Cold War could either be a bit of a retelling and sequel to Black Ops Declassified, or it could just take place a little while after it. But then you guys are like, wait a second, what about Black Ops 2? It's been pointed out to me that Black Ops 2's 2025 story kind of conflicts with the story being told in Modern Warfare, because Modern Warfare 2019 essentially takes place, at a similar time frame to Black Ops 2's 2025 story. So how would that work? Now, the theory goes that maybe everything from Black Ops 2 onward gets scrapped, right? It just never happened, but everything in Black Ops 1 and Declassified may have actually happened. So there is evidence of a little bit of Black Ops Cold War taking place in present day, which I covered in my recent video if you want to check that out. So the game could possibly have that same flashback, flash forward system we had in Black Ops 2. Now, don't forget, Mason kills Kennedy at the end of Black Ops 1, right when you think the good guys win, he still ends up doing it, but that's never addressed in Black Ops 2. Who framed Lee Harvey Oswald for something that Mason actually did? Was it Hudson? Who could it have been? That's why I'm saying Black Ops Cold War is the perfect opportunity to go back to the roots of Black Ops and address all those loose ends that we never found out about. And what the game could also do is fill in gaps in between Black Ops 1 and Declassified, while essentially ignoring just about everything from Black Ops 2 onward, to ensure we have a level of consistency with the story. And then that could all tie into the Russian story that's going on within Modern Warfare 2019. Now, I love Black Ops 2, don't get me wrong, but it really wouldn't bother me if they essentially ignore everything from Black Ops 2 onward, just to ensure the vibe and atmosphere in Black Ops Cold War is very reminiscent of what we had back in Black Ops 1. The story with the numbers, brainwashing, the CIA, the Soviets. Black Ops 2 was a phenomenal game, but it was taking the Black Ops franchise in a different direction. So the new timeline they can come up with could just be Black Ops 1, Declassified, Cold War, and then that present day storyline that's happening with Modern Warfare 2019. I think that would be a perfect way to kind of rewrite the timeline so that all games essentially feel the same in terms of the theme and aesthetic going on. I would love to see that. Now, if you guys are like, wait a second, how does this work then? If Black Ops Cold War is not a hard reboot, then what is it? It's what we call a soft reboot. And where have you seen that before? In franchises like Halloween and Terminator. So with the Halloween franchise, what they ended up doing is releasing a new movie called Halloween just a few years ago, and it's a direct sequel to the original. So it essentially ignored Halloween Halloween 2, and all of the sequels after that. With Terminator, something similar happened too. Terminator Dark Fate, I believe it's called, released not too long ago, and it was a direct sequel to Terminator 2 and ignored Terminator 3 and all the sequels after that. So that is very likely what they're doing here with Black Ops Cold War to somehow make this make sense. You're connecting with Modern Warfare 2019, but at the same time, you're also connecting it with the original Black Ops timeline as well. So at the end of the day, it seems like the only big change here is that Modern Warfare 2019 was added to the Black Ops universe. Now, something I also reported on not too long ago is that Black Ops Cold War will be something similar to a parallel universe to the original Black Ops 1, where similar events take place just with different outcomes. That could explain why there are a lot of similar missions in Black Ops Cold War that were in Declassified. So could serve as a bit of a sequel to Black Ops 1 and Declassified, while also kind of rewriting some of the events from those games as well. That's how it falls under the category of soft reboot and not a hard one like Modern Warfare. But if it's a soft reboot taking place in the original Black Ops universe, why would they recast Woods? You guys all heard the audio that was data mined not too long ago. Woods is coming as an operator to Warzone, and he sounds fairly identical to James C. Burns, maybe to live up to the spirit of who Woods is, but it's not James C. Burns. I get it with Modern Warfare, it's a hard reboot, so they recasted Captain Price, all of Task Force 141, but why do it with Woods? Even though the game's not a hard reboot like Okami is claiming, the term soft reboot is still very relevant to this game, at least somehow. That could explain how Woods is getting recasted, but I'm sure we'll learn why that's the case at some point during the live event in Warzone next week, and we'll likely also learn how the game's going to be connected to Modern Warfare during that event as well. But before we jump into the deep analysis of the Black Ops Declassified storyline, I'll also update you on a little bit of news. So it was just discovered thanks to the Call of Duty companion app that Black Ops Cold War will be exclusive to Battlenet when it comes to PC. It will not be on Steam. Now if you guys are like, oh that sucks, Steam is superior, I get it, I understand, but the reasoning makes sense from a business perspective. Activision gets 100% of the profits when they sell Call of Duty on Battlenet as opposed to Steam, because if the game comes out on Steam they have to split the revenue with Valve. So I totally get what's going on here, and that's probably why Call of Duty will remain on Battlenet going forward for as long as Call of Duty releases on PC. It was also discovered that there will be a gameplay reveal for Black Ops Cold War during the event next week, so that's a bit confusing too. Will we end up watching gameplay on a bunch of televisions inside of Verdansk through the stadium or the TVs around the map, or will the gameplay reveal be separate from the actual live event inside of Warzone? That's of course unknown, but I'm sure we'll learn more in the next couple of days. The Call of Duty companion app is always leaking information early, which is hilarious to me, but luckily we have the information confirmed now thanks to the app itself. But now as we move on to Black Ops Declassified storyline, many of you guys probably didn't play it. I know it was only on the PS Vita, so the best you could probably do is watch a walkthrough on YouTube. The game isn't very long, you could probably beat it in like an hour and a half or so. There's multiplayer, there's survival, but unfortunately no zombies. But luckily, this is the only handheld Black Ops that is canon to the Black Ops timeline. Black Ops on Nintendo DS is not canon, but here's what happens in Declassified. The game opens up in the 90s with Special Agent Ryan Jackson, who's been assigned to review the case files of Mason, Woods, and Hudson. All of the gameplay takes place in the past in the form of flashbacks as Ryan Jackson is reading through all of their case files. I think Black Ops Cold War could go down a similar path with this flashback system, but also bear in mind all of the campaign missions only take about 10 to 15 minutes to beat. They're fairly short. So mission 1 is checking out. On April 29th, 1975, Woods is sent in to Saigon, Vietnam to destroy certain machines in bases before the North Vietnamese can get their hands on them and give them to the Soviets. Mission 2 is air traffic control. Also in 1975, while Woods is in Vietnam, he works his way to a mortar-to-mortar strike and clear a runway to allow a plane to take off and escape. Mission 3 is active measures. In 1976, Mason sneaks into East Germany to steal intel off of trucks. He uses night vision and successfully acquires this intel and then escapes. Mission 4 is Got Your Back. Also in 1976, Mason enters West Berlin to interrogate a guy named Colonel Belov. He then goes on a chase and ends up stabbing and killing some guy with a C4 as he finds the information that he needed. Mission 5 is called 3-Point Landing. So in 1977, Frank Woods is in Mount Yamantau, Russia. He enters an ICBM facility to take out an apprentice of Steiner. His name is Skulesel, who is trying to revive Project Nova. Woods successfully kills him. Mission 6 is called Rocket Barrett's Red Glare. In 1977 as well, Woods goes to Mount Elbrus, Russia to destroy a bunch of ICBMs. Woods successfully plants charges on the facilities and destroys all of the missiles, riding a missile before jumping off to escape. Mission 7 is called Self-Destructive, also taking place in 1977. Woods goes to obtain a status update on an operative who was captured in action by the Soviet Union in Bashkortostan, Russia. The operative is found dead, seemingly, and Woods destroys the facility against orders. Mission 8 is called Operation MIA, takes place in 1979, while Mason goes to Managua, Nicaragua to safely escort an operative out of the country. He serves as a sniper as the operative reaches the escort point. Mission 9 is called Escort Service, where Mason is sent to Afghanistan to rescue a captured agent. He is ambushed but moves through the town and recovers the asset after breaching the building explosively. He clears an LZ for a helicopter and escapes. Mission 10, Hostile Takeover, is the last mission in Declassified. It's the most important one of all. It takes place in May of 1982. An unarmed CIA operative you play as heads to a Nicaraguan drug compound to eliminate specific key drug cartel leaders so that more agency-friendly people can take power in the region. At the end of the mission, a target referred to as Menendez appears and you're ordered to kill him. When you do, you look left and you see his son, Raul Menendez, getting away in a truck. You are told that Raul Menendez is not a target. You ironically trigger the events of Black Ops 2, so yes, Declassified sits perfectly in between Black Ops 1 and 2, but this raises the question, how will this impact Black Ops Cold War? It cannot be a coincidence, as I stressed earlier, that the campaign missions in Treyarch's upcoming game are nearly the same as the ones we played over on Declassified, from the locations to even the order you visit those locations. What is going on here? So it's a strong possibility that A, the game is going to fill in gaps from Black Ops 1 and Declassified and then ignore Black Ops 2 onward, or the game could serve as a bit of a rewrite of Declassified so that the ending of the game fits in perfectly with the story that's being told in the new Modern Warfare. Instead of triggering Raul Menendez at the very end of the game and setting up Black Ops 2, it could trigger something else that fits in with the storyline that's being told in the present with Verdansk. Because again, you set off Raul Menendez, you kill his father, he gets pissed off, and boom, Black Ops 2 happens. But does it really make sense to follow that Black Ops 2 timeline anymore, since Modern Warfare takes place in a very similar time period? It probably doesn't. So I think rewrites will happen, but it won't be a hard reboot. It'll still be a spiritual successor to the original Black Ops we all know and love, but with a bit of a twist. So let me know what you think of this down below in the comment section. This has been dkdynamite. Hopefully this fully clarified the entire storyline behind Black Ops Declassified, and hopefully this helped clear up some confusion as to how Black Ops Cold War isn't a quote-unquote reboot, but still kind of is, since Woods got recasted, it's crossed over with Modern Warfare now, and how it may end up rewriting a couple of little events from the original Black Ops timeline. We'll get more clarification next week with the live event within Warzone, and as a bit of a reminder, I highly recommend trying Black Ops Declassified if you own a PS Vita, or if you find one laying around somewhere for cheap. Definitely give this game a shot, because not only is it canon, but it features some pretty cool gameplay, and still has a fairly active online multiplayer. I've had plenty of gameplay of it during some of my live streams recently. It's been a ton of fun, and as I said, I was going for platinum in all Black Ops games, so I had to include Declassified in there. But that is about it. Really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everyone.
Special Agent Ryan Jackson, OIG Investigators Log, case number 290184, January 12th, 1990. On orders from DCI Stansfield Turner, the inquiry into the career histories of Alex Mason, Frank Woods, and Jason Hudson is hereby suspended. All materials associated with said investigation are to be classified top secret and returned directly to the office of the DCI.